Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible. Okay, and today I'm going to do a chapter breakdown. All right, hopefully I won't take too long, but this Isaiah 47, this is a great chapter. It's not very long, 15 verses, but going into the destruction of Babylon. This is one of many chapters. You could also go to Isaiah the 19th, Isaiah the 34th, Isaiah the 24th, Isaiah 63, Baruch chapter 4, Revelation 18, Revelation 17. Okay, many chapters. Zechariah chapter 14. Okay, there's many chapters. Really, when you condense the Bible down into its pure elements, it's about many men, the prophets of the Lord, okay, whose names are listed at the heads of these books, okay, receiving visions of what would happen at the end of the heathen's time to rule the earth, okay, and it's all going to culminate and end with Babylon the Great, aka the United States of America, the most wicked kingdom ever to rule. It's going to end with them being destroyed, okay, and this is one chapter that goes into that in detail. All right, so let's start up. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin." Or this is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." America has always been known as the tender, delicate, beautiful city on a hill, right? A golden city on a hill, okay? Let's look up this word for dust, okay? See if we can get that to pull up. I'm outside, so I might not have connection to the interlinear, but that's okay. Let's see if we get this. Okay, for dust, let's see, the dust, afar.
Strong's H 6083. Afar.
Okay, and that word, biblical usage is dry earth, dust, powder, ashes, earth, ground, mortar, or rubbish, dry or loose, debris, mortar, or ore. Okay, Strong's definitions is hence clay, dirt, mud, ashes, dust, earth. So this is a physical manifestation of the nation of Babylon being destroyed. Okay, and dust representing the lowest state, like a ground dirty estate that this place is going to be in. Okay, now let's continue, just so we don't take too much time. But it says, verse 2 says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks. Okay, going into the shameful and low estate that these people are going to be here in Babylon the Great. Okay, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Okay, a lot of times peasant women in ancient times, when they were doing work like a grinding mill, right, they would be in tattered clothing, their hair would be messy. Okay, and they would have the thigh uncovered, because they were working hard. It was hot. And that goes into being in a peasant-like estate, which, once the collapse of this United States dollar happens, that is what this place is going to be known for, as being a third world country. Okay. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay. The nakedness and the shame here, okay, goes into the other nations, and specifically the Israelites, discovering all of the secret, dastardly, dirty things that have been forgotten in history that this nation was founded upon: slavery, rape, robbery, and murder. Okay, of the Israelites. All those things are coming back to the forefront, and people are starting to realize now how dirty and disgusting this place is. Okay, I believe in the what's it called, the education realm, or the academic realm, that study of the founding of America and how shameful it was is called critical race theory. All right, when it's really critical race history, critical race facts. Okay, because those things actually happened, right? As Elder Malcolm goes into all the time. Verse 4 says, as for our Redeemer, which is Yahweh Shai, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Okay, because the Lord Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai to redeem us, okay, by his blood, right? He's the Holy One of Israel, okay, because remember, he's only dealing with us Israelites. This is a basic chapter, okay? It's not very hard to break down, but it's important, okay? This hits almost all points that we talk about, okay? Verse 5 says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Now remember, this is the daughter of the Chaldeans, not the Chaldeans themselves, the founders of the ancient Babylonian Empire, the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Okay, this is the daughter of the Chaldees, right? So this is Great Babylon, Babylon the Great. Okay, the empire that was predicted and prophesied to be ruling at the end times. Okay, Daniel chapter 2 statue. At the feet of iron and clay, that is the time period that Great Babylon will be ruling over the world, okay, and oppressing the Israelites. And we're in this time right now, okay? And it says, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Let's look up a picture, because this is it. This is what we're talking about here. The Lady of Kingdoms, man. Babylon the Great. Okay? This is the daughter of the Chaldees right here. Okay? That's the symbol. Verse 6 says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient, hast thou verily heavily laid thy yoke. Okay? The Lord says here in verse 6 that he gave the Israelites as slaves to Babylon the Great. Okay? So if this is for a Christian, anytime you're talking to a Christian, all you have to determine is if they believe we're in end times. Okay? If they believe we're in end times, then it's easy to identify Babylon the Great. And if you can identify Babylon the Great, you can identify the Israelites. Okay? Because verse 6 says, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Yeah, as slaves. It was the Negroes that were slaves here. It was the Native Americans that were slaves here. It was the Latinos that had their land stolen and were hung from trees and were barred from owning land in Jim Crow and all that. It was all of us that were oppressed here, right? Judah and Ephraim were oppressed together. All right, verse 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember that the latter end of it. Yeah, they thought it was going to last forever. They thought it was going to be just like this, you know, for the whole time that we were here. Okay, so they forgot who they had in captivity. They forgot that this is the people of the Lord they were touching, man. That they had their hands on. Okay, they didn't think about it. Right. Again, let me go back to this image. Okay, this is what we're talking about here. The Lady of Kingdoms, right? I forget who this statue actually is. I believe it's Ishtar or something like that. But this is America, man. Babylon the Great. Okay, the worst kingdom, most wicked kingdom to ever exist, right? And it says, verse 8 says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given into pleasures, right? People live in pleasures here. You can do whatever you want here. As long as you got enough money, you can do whatever you want, buy whatever you want. Okay? Revelation chapter 17, or it might be 18, goes into them, how you can buy souls of men. You can buy slaves here, right? That dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Okay, that's that proud American spirit, right? Everybody says that America is the best, number one, USA, all the chance, right? America's military is the strongest, can't be beat, all the shit that people talk, you know. But guess what? The next verse says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Okay, going into the media, the food, all the sorceries, the pharmaceuticals, the medical industry, right? All the poisons that they pump in the air and the food into the Israelites. Okay, it says destruction. Okay, but these two things, the loss of children and widowhood, right, are going to come upon Babylon the Great quickly. Okay, and that's called the day of the Lord. Okay, which we look forward to. Go to Isaiah the 63rd chapter to read about that. And it says, "For thou hast trusted thy wickedness, and thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me." Again, America is proud. The Edomite Empire is proud. Okay, which is why they got cocky. Which is why their destruction and their fall is going to be so great. Okay, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. Slack, I pressed the wrong button. It says, "Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know." Okay, so we believe this is coming quickly. This is coming. We're in the midst of this. Okay, it's about to hit America hard. People are already at wit's end. Okay, we talk about it all the time. People are already struggling. Okay, when the shit finally hits the fan, people are gonna lose their minds. Verse 12 says, "Stand now with thine enchantments and with thy multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so," see, from the inception of America, they've been enchanting and using sorcery to conquer the world, and mainly the Israelites. Okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that were here in this land. "If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in a multitude of thy counsels. Let no astrologers and the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee." Okay, what's going to come upon here in Babylon the Great? Loss of children, so mass death, famine, disease, and ultimately physical incineration and destruction from thermonuclear weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles being shot over here from all these other countries that are sick and tired of Babylon the Great, aka the United States of America. "Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them," right? That fire coming from those missiles. Okay, "they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it." Okay, because everything here is going to be incinerated. All right. Last verse says, "Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee." Yeah, all these allied nations are going to abandon the United States. All the economic partnerships that America has is going to be abandoned. China, Russia is going to shoot missiles over here. Japan is going to abandon the United States. The European nations, even though they're still Edomites, they're going to abandon the United States and shoot missiles over here. Okay, this chapter is the fate of you so-called Americans. You're Edomites. If you're so-called white Caucasian, you are Edomite. Okay, and this is your country. All right, you're the leaders of this country, and this is your fate, along with all the other nationalities that live here. Okay, for being wicked, and 2/3 of the people of Israel. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. Okay, so that's a quick breakdown of Isaiah chapter 47. I think next time we'll do Isaiah chapter 24. We'll get into that. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalom and Abba Babal.